promo code PAID for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PAID.
This is Paul Feinbaum. That'll do it for me today. Coming up next, The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
We aren't a winning school. We are a championship school, and we make legends. Join the Crimson Tide as they look to continue to rise to the top of the NCAA basketball mountain on your home for Alabama basketball.
Listen to Alabama basketball all season long on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Are you trying to find a new house? Are you trying to find the right loan, the right people to do your loan? Look no further than the Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green. John Kendall, the Vice President of Mortgage with me. John, when they need a loan, and I say they, when people need a loan, it's about them.
That's right, Scott. Our whole motto is it's all about you. We're going to be okay. You're the one making the investment. We want to make sure that you're taken care of.
How do they find you?
Give us a call at 256-507-9180, or they can catch us online at bankoffrankewing.com.
It's Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green, where they take the home loan to you and they make it all about you. Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green is an FDI insured bank, as well as an equal housing lender.
NMLS number 446707.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion.
That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
We are your home for Charger basketball.
Tommy Murr swings it over to Campbell. Campbell on the wing for the lead.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. WCZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. This hour is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, Alabama's F-150 Superstore. Welcome to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, 256-576-4977.
That's how I roll, and I'm not going to drink and drive anymore.
That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Wes and Steve.
All right, guys. I don't know who scheduled this. Maybe I did. What else is new? We are live here at Carrabba's. And you may look at the radio or look at the screen on WZZN TV and go, well, what's up, Steve? Well, I'm going to tell you what's up. If you messed up Friday was Valentine's Day. If you messed that up, here's your get out of jail free card right here at Carrabba's. And if you want to help yourself out, head over to our website, 977ESPN.com.
And eat for half price at a lot of places, not only Carrabba's,
but
a lot of places.
But I'm telling you, go for like a midweek. You know what, honey? Let's go to Carrabba's on me and see how she takes to that. Just click on Carrabba's Italian Grill, and away you go. It's $50 for just $25. But Wes is right. There's a few other fine establishments. But, I mean, when I think Carrabba's, I think
there's
if you're in the doghouse,
there's also a jewelry store inside.
Well, that's if you're severely in the doghouse.
It's hard to stay mad with a plate of fettuccine Weezy in front of you.
No, there's no question.
It really is.
About to hit the chicken parmesan hard there.
Ooh.
Brian.
So we are live here at Carrabba's Italian Grill, and we'll do so for the next hour, walking you up to Hey Coach, the Nate Oates Show. They'll have plenty to talk about because that game in particular really wasn't close. I went back and watched it. Auburn really controlled that tempo.
Only one time did Alabama tie it up. They never had the lead in the game.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no question. Auburn's a great basketball team. And Alabama, I don't think they've come close to hitting their stride, but really hasn't hit it yet. It seems like at times they didn't have much continuity. Now, that all being said, Alabama's can't play with Auburn if it's a game where it's physical. In other words, they're allowed to be physical.
Yeah.
I thought that it wasn't bad officiating. I just thought that's the way they called the game.
And
it was in Auburn's favor, that kind of call. And when you're allowed to hand check,
there's a lot of grabbing.
There's a lot of grabbing and there's a lot of hand checking. They throw their arms up and then they do it again.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yep.
when you're able to get away with that, then and they that's the way they call the game. That's the way they call the game. It's not in Alabama's favor.
Yeah.
But Auburn, you knew who I thought would win the game.
I did too. I picked Bama.
No, I thought Auburn would win the game.
No, at the end of the show
I
on
was
Thursday.
hoping Alabama would win,
Okay.
but I didn't think that they would. I was hoping they'd win until you picked them. And
and they didn't shot it nearly as well, but this just in, Auburn's defense is a tad better than Texas's defense.
Yes, Auburn, there was nobody open. I mean, they did an awesome job, and then I thought Alabama had a chance the last 5 minutes, though.
They did. They gave themselves an opportunity.
Twice, but they couldn't hit the shots.
Yep.
In the end, Auburn shot better than they did. They hit free throws better than they did. Played defense better. There's nothing. The only thing Alabama did was rebound better than Auburn, which was shocking.
Well, they had more opportunities to grab those rebounds because they didn't shoot it as well.
That's a good point, too. I didn't think about that. But they also had only had 7 turnovers. They did a lot of good things.
That's a winning number right there.
So, but not when you can't score at the basket. They missed a lot of really
Denver
easy
Jones
shots.
played really well.
They all did.
And North Alabama kid. That's why I wanted to bring him up.
All did.
Cheney played well. Of course, Chennai Broome played well. But Denver Jones.
I thought Broome at the beginning of the game, you cannot leave that guy open. In the scout report, it says,
do not leave open.
Yeah, do not leave him at the 3-point line. He'll hit it. If you leave him open, you try to drop, he hits it. That's in the scout report. And he did.
Yeah.
And it was 9-0 before you could blink an eye.
Cardwell did have 5 fouls, but I think overall he probably had maybe about 11.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was their game plan worked. So, and
it's always intriguing, at least to me, to see how tight the whistle is early. I am finding that more and more officiating crews now are tightening up the whistle, say in the first 4.5 minutes, just to kind of say, hey, we want you to have space, but we're tightening it up early just to let you know.
I didn't see that.
No, but I didn't see that in that game. That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, again, the best team won. There's no question. And I thought that they would win. And Sonny Smith was right as well.
Yep.
And he said the bench would be a big thing, and the bench. I think the Auburn bench had 44 points at one time, and Alabama had 27 with about 5 minutes left. So I'm sure
bench points. So let's see here. Alabama had 32. Auburn's bench points were 42.
Yeah.
So
so it tightened up a little bit, but because it, I thought Alabama had a chance to make a statement, and then Auburn just slammed the door on them. I mean, and as you said,
it's a really good regular season win, and we'll see what happens. I don't think it's a gimme that Auburn's winning over Alabama on their home floor. Right now, it's going to be a lot harder.
Yeah,
but last game of the regular season.
Alabama needs to do what they did last year and peak at the end. I mean, that's when they need to find themselves.
Well, so
they
far,
have some talent.
Nate has kind of fine-tuned that pretty good down there in Tuscaloosa.
There's no question, and then that's what he has to do. What I see out of Auburn is Broome last year was the most improved player from year over year.
Yes.
Cardwell would get that thing, and Broome's improved even more, I think. But you look at the guard play, and they make free throws, and the only thing that is going to beat Auburn are when like Florida that shoots the ball well and has big men that can put.
Florida's your new number 2, by the way, right now.
Well, yeah, they ought to be. They're really good. They're a really good basketball team.
One other story that we are following, and I'm sure I'm not the only one following this. There is a certain matchup down in Jacksonville State that is currently going on as we speak. Hoover and Albertville is squaring off right now, and Hoover leads it 33-17 at halftime. And the other half of that scenario happens tonight with Huntsville. The Crimson Panthers, that's the Crimson Panthers, not the Tigers. We can only hope the fine folks at the NFHS Network knows that it's the Huntsville Crimson Panthers, not the Huntsville Tigers like they did 2 years ago. But I digress. Huntsville and Vestavia Hills wrap it up tonight over at the Pete, and there's no doubt that you'll get a full rundown of that tomorrow morning on Talking Ball, because I am sure Drew DeArmond is en route if he's not already there. I think he told me that they were going down to watch the Hoover game and then just kind of get ready for Vestavia Hills, and that caps off.
So what's Vestavia's record?
I don't know that. They're the runner-up. So this is what happens when you go through and win your area. You always play the runner-up of the next area that you're matched up with. And so Hoover beat Vestavia Hills, so that's why. And Albertville lost to Huntsville, and that's why
Hoover to go to 8, right?
This is to go to the Elite 8 Thursday morning. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. If Hoover and Huntsville both win, then Thursday morning we will have the game for you right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. So, and if that does happen, we'll it's going to be a long day for myself and Scott Tyson, because we also have UH Charger basketball that night in Montgomery taking on AUM.
So what's the Chargers record now?
24-1. 24-1.
Brand new coach.
And still the regional rankings either came out this afternoon or tomorrow morning. I cannot remember, but it's you think 24-1. Well, certainly you're going to be number 1 in the area, the region. Well, no. The team that is right above the Chargers is Nova Southeastern, and they've only lost one game as well. That was inside the Sunshine State Conference when they lost to Palm Beach Atlantic. But this has been an incredible ride. They captured the Gulf South Conference regular season championship on Saturday. They cut down the nets on senior night. It was a cool thing to see.
So UAH has lost one game, and
it was the first game of the year in overtime to Nova Southeastern. And we had the ball, and Tommy, in case you're listening, just tune away for 10 seconds. Tommy had a shot at it, and it just hit the lip of the rim and went out. So had a chance at winning it, but
so they've lost one game in overtime.
That's right.
To the team that won it.
That's right. Yeah.
So they're 24-1 and hadn't won anything yet.
Well, they did capture a ring. They are guaranteed at least a Gulf South Conference regular season championship ring, but they're wanting to shine that ring up a little bit more and maybe get an Elite Eight, maybe a national championship. I mean, this team continues to amaze me, and it's been a lot of fun on the ride here. And what, as you've mentioned, year one for Mick Hedgespeth. And his former team, Lenny Acuff and Mick Hedgespeth, a lot of similarities because of just leaving it better than they found it kind of mentality of at one point we ended up watching Barry, his former team. It's a Division III team in the SAA, and they're number one. They are leading their conference, and in Division III, the final weekend, I believe, is this week or this past weekend. So they go into their tournament a little bit earlier than Division II. Of course, we all know about Division I. And by the way, we're your home for March Madness right here. And either way, so now that we have signed up and are fully into March Madness and it kicks off with the selection show, we are also your home for the Division II National Championship game. But there's a caveat in there, and that is if the Chargers are in the game, we get to carry our broadcast instead of the national broadcast. So that is my hope. I would love to call a national championship game on the D2 level. Have come close a couple of times with the Chargers back in 2011 and 2012 under the Josh Majette era there for Lenny Acuff. And on the subject of that, the last two coaches are squaring off next Wednesday. And I am proud to say on February 26th, Scott Tyson and myself will be up in Nashville for Lipscomb and Central Arkansas. It is senior night for Lipscomb as they are right now tied atop the lead in the A-Sun. It'll be fun to catch up with the two former UAH men's coaches one final time before the regular season concludes. And I love how it just kind of fell that way more than anything. You want to know how to start a fight? The Canadians really showed us how to start a fight over the weekend. Kudos to the guys just belting it out. I don't know who was the singer there, but if you want to, I mean, I had no idea there was so much hate between the Canadian fans.
That might be their national anthem next year.
I mean, goodness.
Yeah, well.
By the way, Team USA won 3-1.
Yeah,
over Team Canada.
After three, they
three fights in 9 seconds.
Yeah, and then they whipped their ass after. It was like I've seen more memes about it, and I didn't watch the game, but What a great idea! Isn't this sponsored by the NHL?
Yeah, that's right. This is instead of the NHL All-Star game.
This is really good hockey.
And next year we get the Winter Olympics.
And next year, the NFL will all be dressed in pink, and they'll have a powder puff
flag football.
Yeah,
there's nothing but flag football, 2-hand touch.
Yeah, who wants to watch that? I don't know.
I mean, I thought U.S. and Canadian relations were a little bit better than that. Was very poor sportsmanship, but a dub's a dub.
Yeah.
So
Well, have you seen? So I sent this to you. The from the Philadelphia Eagles where they're singing the song.
No, you didn't send me that.
Yeah, I sent you something. I can't remember what it was. It was on a different. Let me see if I can find it. I don't think it was the stuff I regularly send you.
Yeah,
it was late one night, so maybe I find it.
So because we are not on camera here at Carrabba's, I'll have you know Wes is wearing an LSU polo.
Yeah, I've been riding my bike.
And an Ole Miss sweatpants.
I'm confused. Yeah.
So
I went bike riding before I went on the
the
market's
like,
closed
like
today.
New Orleans camouflage or something.
Well, so I will never forget a trip down to Baton Rouge that we did very early when Connor was down there. And day one, we were down there 2 days. It was the only day we were down there. At least I was down there 2 days. You spent a lot of time because of Connor, obviously.
Right.
But day one, Wes wore an LSU polo, and everybody was just so nice around him.
Yeah.
The next day it was a Bama pullover, and all of a sudden it turned bad. Quick.
Well, it was kind of like a.
You remember that?
Oh yeah. I mean, it didn't turn bad.
Well, it's just niceties.
Well, yeah. Well, they were talking so bad
yeah.
about Alabama to me. That was the funny thing. They had no idea, and they would just be dogging Alabama. It was very interesting, anyway.
That was round about the first or second trip that Nick Saban went to LSU when he was, of course, in charge there at Alabama.
That was my favorite thing, to put an LSU shirt and just go sit in a bar and listen to it. Yeah, but I was out riding my back. This was my old shirt, and Wesley gave me these pants. It was cold out there today.
It is a little chilly. Yes. In fact, I think we're supposed to get some more winter weather on Wednesday. So I know they've moved up a couple of softball games at the softball event over at Toyota Field for tomorrow rather than Wednesday. So just a heads up there. 256-576-4977, the telephone number, 256-576-4977, the number to be a part of the program. I will keep an eye on Hoover and Albertville, as that is still halfway through the third quarter, and Hoover leads it 39-17 over Albertville. So at least that part of the equation is mapping out, and we'll see what happens later on tonight with the Huntsville boys and see whether or not, again, a lot of people have believed, and I am of the belief, that the two best teams in the state of Alabama are not even going to meet in Birmingham. It would be a regional championship, potentially, between Huntsville and Hoover, and we'll see what happens later on tonight. Huntsville still has to take care of some business tonight, and Vestavia Hills has earned this opportunity for themselves, so we'll see what happens in that regard. But phone lines open to you if you'd like to jump in. One story that has been kind of floated out there, and we will get into it, because at the spring meetings last year in Destin, I asked a pretty simple question to Commissioner Sankey, and this was a room full of reporters, and it was, why publicize this partnership between the SEC and the Big Ten? And I got initially a snarky answer of, well, I thought you wanted, more transparency, to which I said, well, I am sure we're all fully appreciative of that, Mr. Commissioner. And then proceeded to go in that a lot of the issues that the Big Ten are having, that the SEC would have as well, because of similar budgets and similar issues. Well, there is Pen to paper, Ross Dellinger has put this together, and we'll dive into this on the other side, as both the Big Ten and the SEC are meeting Wednesday in New Orleans. And they've got some big plans, at least initially as written by Ross Dellinger. We'll dive into that article on the other side. Certainly, if you'd like to chime in, you can do so, as we're live from Carrabba's Italian Grill. Let's go ahead and take our first time out. 256-576-4977.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Been thinking about what kind of truck you need to pull that big boat or shiny Airstream Classic? I'd like to invite you to feel the torque of an F-150 Power Boost Hybrid. It combines the forces of gas and electric power for over 11,000 pounds of towing muscle. Hey folks, Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford, where you can test drive over 200 new F-150s. And you can save up to $13,500 off MSRP on a 24 XLT 4x4 with the Power Boost engine. Save over $13,000 on F-150 today. On your way to a growing family or already have one? Then a Woody Anderson Ford Expedition is your ticket to ride. Save up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 24 Expedition at Woody Anderson Ford. $12,000 off Expedition. And there's more too. Get up to $8,000 off MSRP on the agile and sporty Escape ST line. And with a versatile 2024 Edge, you're looking at up to $10,000 off MSRP only at Woody Anderson Ford. Bring on the savings. I'm Bobby White, and I hope to see you soon.
It's laundry season at Owen Home Appliance Center. Tired of that washer walking out the door and having to dry a load 2 or 3 times? It's time for a new washer and dryer. Pick from brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, and of course, Speed Queen. Try the new 2-in-1 GE Profile that washes and dries a load all in one machine. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's in the name, Owen Home Appliance Center.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Our customers want best-in-class solutions. That's why we've recently added many new vendors like Zebra barcode printers. Our next level team has added premier automation solutions. We're not here to sell you just one product, and we love helping you find the right solution for your specific needs. That's what doing the right thing is all about, and that's why our customers have come back for over 50 years.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
This segment of The Drive is brought to you by Woody Anderson Ford, located online at WoodyAndersonFord.com with 2 locations, Hughes Road in Madison and Jordan Lane in Huntsville.
Back here at Carrabba's Italian Grill, walking you up to Hey Coach, the Nate Oates Show right here. And then that'll be followed by some Alabama women's basketball as Christy Curry's squad, I believe they're taking on Arkansas, I want to say. Let's see if I'm right or wrong on that. Come on, big money, no whammies, no whammies. It's still February. It's Texas A&M. Dadgummit. They're taking on the Aggies tonight. That's a demerit for me. But nonetheless, it's Crimson Tide.
This is like the Benihana of radio. You get to make it right in front of you, right while you watch.
I thought it was Arkansas, but I was wrong. It was the Aggies.
Benihana.
Yep.
Awesome.
Of course, it's a fine place to, if you are in the doghouse, to come on by and make it up to her here at Carrabba's Italian Grill.
Is your wife meeting you here after?
She may have requested a few things before I head to the house, so I may be speaking very knowingly.
Yes, it sounds like you are.
But she is. Anyway, she's all good. Love you, honey. Granville is on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. How are you, Granville? Granville.
Hello, that's you, sir.
Well, feel free to call back in at 256-576-4977, the telephone number. So just a refresher, this was from May of 2024. Greg Sankey.
Revenue sharing. Yep.
Distribution.
That's right.
I see it says it goes to the commission here.
Yeah, that's not right. That's right. Don't get that started.
The announcement in February for the partnership between the FCC and the Big Ten, why was that important to put out there for everybody to know?
Everyone asked for transparency.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, a couple of things. One, I picked up the phone on a Saturday evening and called Tony Petiti because I had spent a Monday in Houston in a CFP meeting where we failed to accomplish much, in my opinion. I stayed for the first half of the national championship game. First time I've ever left at halftime. You could understand why. I had an early flight the next morning on Southwest Airlines after all that weather came through and all the schedules were changed to go to Phoenix, where I then spent the better part of 2 days in NCAA meetings where he accomplished little. And so afterwards, traveling home, we have some really big problems. And it didn't seem to me that we were working to solve some of the medium problems. And we weren't even talking in some of those rooms about the really big issues. And I have thought for a long period of time that if the two conferences could agree that you could fulfill a leadership responsibility. Now we have to do that with people. And that was the genesis of the phone call to Tony. We had a couple of phone calls with presidents who form our executive committees just to talk about what's in front of us. And rather than continue to do that, and eventually somebody's going to find out, we took the responsibility to say, hey, we're trying to work together. We have some really pressing issues under the Joint Defense Privilege and Litigation. There are some, remember, Project Division 1 had been introduced, 6-7 weeks before. We're going to be expected to weigh in on that concept, and we're working on federal legislative issues. And we need to have more conversation, not less. And it's informed by the line that really came to me at the end of the week. This is not like a lightning strike moment, but the realization you're not going to solve the big problems in big rooms filled with people, because the realities are so different across Division One. We're in a division broadly, you would argue largely because of March and a men's basketball tournament that people seek to be a part of. I commented earlier that even when we've had ongoing litigation institutions in Division II and Division III are choosing to pursue Division I status with all of this turmoil. So we must be doing something right. But you wouldn't put a lot of these universities and these conferences in the same room and say, go figure it out. So all of that was a part of the conversation. And, it's not, I want to be clear, it's not an alliance. It's, the ability for our leadership as presidents, chancellors, and athletics directors to work together through some of these important issues. And we hope draw people in as we work towards resolution of the challenges.
Greg, I remember you being.
So there you go. That was basically the challenges that are in front of the Big Ten are also in front of the SEC. Well, they are meeting Wednesday in New Orleans, and within the SEC and Big Ten, from what Ross Dellinger is writing, is that they are the momentum building further to expand the college football playoff, very real, from 14 or 16 teams, and assign multiple automatic qualifiers per league, as many as 4 each for themselves, and finalize a scheduling arrangement together that may fetch millions, if not a billion, for television partners. This, according to Ross Dellinger. The playoff format would clear the way for SEC administrators to finally make a long-discussed move to play 9 regular season conference games, and would trigger perhaps all 4 power leagues to overhaul their conference championship weekend. These ideas and concepts, as previously reported by Ross Dellinger, are now in a serious agenda items with the highest governing bodies of the SEC, Big Ten, Big 12, and ACC, according to officials from each of those leagues. The 11 members of the CFP Management Committee and the 10 FBS conference commissioners and Notre Dame were contacted for this story. Many of them have declined for comment because they're meeting on Wednesday. But it looks like not if, but when.
Well, you say that, and we say that every time, and it took them 3 years to come up with what we're doing now. But but what's happened is this: they can't change the other, so they're trying to change so you can either get a hold of where college football is financially, or you can just go after make more money, so they won't have to worry about.
But do we have amnesia? I mean, didn't this just happened with an SEC team,
Steve?
That got bounced over an ACC team.
Well, what's going to happen though is they're saying they're going to get 4 automatic bids, but this ain't what the main purpose of this is. Money.
Yes.
They need the money.
Yes.
But has nothing to do now with player safety. That's all out the window.
That's gone.
That's anybody. They just need to quit. Just stop.
So do you want me to start asking player safety questions?
Well, how many's too many? Right? How much's too much?
Because I honestly have not heard a player safety question in maybe 5 years.
When they talk about targeting, they talk about safety. it's I don't know.
And then we had Coach Cutcliffe, a strong proponent of 8 conference games. As soon as that final grid came out and Bama was left out, if anything, I think I kind of tongue-in-cheek said to Coach Cut, what, are we going to reel it back to 6 conference games? Or
no? See, that makes
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I mean, that's not even.
I'm joking.
But it's not a joke. I mean, so you're talking. 8 games is fine. I don't know why they played more than 8 games.
Well,
because
9's coming.
Yeah, well, you say that, but that's not necessary. This is Dellinger. You're acting like they've met and they've decided, and that's hyperbole. That's what it is. Who knows what they'll end up doing? They have to agree on something, Steve. They don't often agree on nothing, and It's not the Southeastern Conference meeting. It's the
partnership.
What they're talking about doing is saying, hey, we're not going to play 9 games unless we get 4 automatic bids, no matter what. So who knows if they'll even agree to that. So there's a lot of discussion left. And just because they're having a meeting, you're already decided.
This is what Ross Dellinger has
right,
written.
But you're saying it's just a matter of time because he wrote an article.
Well, the way he wrote it.
Well, how long did it take him just to get to a playoff? They said it was 3 years. So
yeah.
I don't.
Well, this is the last year of the experiment of the expanded, and then double stamped.
When their numbers are down again, they'll have to change it.
So there's that as well, and that's not part of this story, and that's a very good point.
Yeah, so when their
the television ratings,
I mean,
that has to be an issue. That has to be a real issue.
And everybody keeps saying, "Well, the NFL, they're not the NFL."
No, never will be.
They don't.
Never.
I don't
will
want
be.
them to be.
No, I don't want them to be either.
Watch the NFL during the regular season anymore. It's not even entertaining to me. It's really a lot of it's bad football. I'm telling you, there are teams from 10 years ago that be whipping these teams' butts. Now, Philadelphia is in my opinion, is the most what's it called? A fundamental sound team out there. And a lot of it has to do with their coach, who
Stoutland.
Yes. He is a great coach. He coaches and it's the reason they win. I mean, if Texas would just do the tush push, they'd be might have won a national.
Well, you need the quarterback for it, and Philadelphia's got the guy.
Yeah, I mean, but you don't. Anybody.
That's not the only thing
push.
that he can do, but I mean, it's a very effective tool when you can squat like 800 pounds.
Yeah, but it's when everybody fires off 2 feet off the ground, there's nothing you can do. I don't care who's
leverage.
Yes, absolutely.
Granville is called back in. Granville, are you there now, sir?
I'm here.
There you are.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's on your mind, sir?
Oh, I was just calling about the Alabama-Auburn basketball game. And I've heard this is Granville, by the way.
Yes, sir.
And I was listening to one of your other local shows this morning, talking about, how Alabama was having an off day shooting from the floor and from the 3-point arc, and regular field goals. And I thought y'all are basketball experts. I thought y'all did a fantastic job of just summing it up. But one of the things that I wanted to bring up was it seemed like Auburn had a whole lot to do with their defense, with keeping Alabama's percentages down.
Yeah,
I thought the game plan was awesome.
I didn't see a whole lot of easy shots for Alabama. And that's credit to Auburn right there.
I will say that even the pressure caused a lot. Like there'd be a guy when the guy was open, they had trouble getting it to him because the pressure was so well.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. There was pressure on them, and so all those 3-point shots they were missing in the first quarter, the first half, they weren't their normal easy shots to hit.
No, I will say this. So when the big tall guy from North Carolina, he had a couple really good looks, and when you shoot 67%, and this is one of my biggest concerns being an Alabama fan going into the game, when you shoot 67%, the next game
usually catches up
with you. And so but they would have beat any other team. It's Auburn's defense is the difference. It's the best. I said this all year. They're the best defensive team that I've seen in years and years and years.
Alabama was 27 of 70 from the floor.
Yeah,
so
I mean, you can't win doing that.
I was expecting Alabama to outscore them. I really thought Alabama was going to win this game, and I was really surprised the way it started in the first half, and then it was like that the whole game.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Auburn,
after the first 9
Auburn,
points,
to me, Auburn played their A- game, and if they're playing their A- game, very few teams can beat that team.
yes. I didn't think Alabama had their best game. Who could say that?
Yeah, yeah.
But that being said, a lot of like what Graham was saying is true. A lot of it had to do with the way Auburn plays defense and the way I watched that Iowa State game, and that was the best defense I've ever seen in a half ever. And they ended up winning the game.
Hit half of their 3-point shots, they could have won the game. The same thing could happen when they play in Auburn. Alabama could hit those shots and be, doing what they're doing. I mean, they score so many points every game. That's why I thought they would outscore Auburn.
Well, they had the home court advantage, but in the end, what I said on Thursday ultimately held up being true, and that is the team that made the fewer mistakes won, and Auburn has consistently made fewer mistakes this year. And so that's why Auburn played really well. They played really well, and they deserved that road dub on Saturday in a big way.
I thought Auburn kind of took them to school on playing defense there in the first half.
Hey, it was exciting to see game day there, a 1-versus-1 matchup, and it is certainly a very memorable event, and hopefully it's the first of 3 more meetings potentially.
Well, okay. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys talking to me, and
yes, sir.
Really enjoyed your analysis of it.
Thank you, Granville. Appreciate the call, sir. 256-576-4977, the telephone number. Michael has called in as we're live here from Carrabba's Italian Grill this Monday evening. How are you, Michael?
I'm doing well. How are y'all doing?
Hanging in there.
I just want to give a war eagle to the Auburn fans out there. I'm thankful Auburn got the victory Saturday night. Alabama played a good game. Auburn just played a better game.
Down the stretch, you got a home game against Arkansas, home game against Georgia, home game against Ole Miss, then at Kentucky, the final 3 games for Auburn, at Kentucky, at Texas A&M, and home against Alabama. That is, man.
It's a tough road to hoe right there.
And it's not any easier for Bama either, but that is.
They could actually play Alabama 4 times. They'll play them at the end of the season.
That's why I said 3. That's right, Michael. That's why I said 3 more times. So, and by the way, I've already said it here on the air. I don't mind saying it again. If they do meet in San Antonio, we'll be there. We will be there for that Final Four. We're going to be there.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yep. Hey, I can't remember his name, the Auburn player that fell up in the crowd and then the lady was mouthing to him or whatever. You remember that play?
Chad Baker-Mazara, I believe that was.
Yes. Yeah, I think her husband.
Shocked at that. I'm just totally shocked that was Chad Baker-Mazara that happened to.
But did you notice the next play? He blocked a shot and it went up in the crowd toward that lady.
Oh, really? That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that was funny. Yeah, I was surprised Alabama fans throwing stuff on the court. I don't know what was going on there, but I was surprised they had to get on the PA to get on to the fans for that.
Well, he ought to. And there's no room for anything in that. And I'll say this about Mazzaro. Everywhere he goes, there's trouble. Everywhere. Dude. He got kicked out of the NCAA last year. He punched a player on purpose during this game. He got what's it called?
Flagrant one.
Flagrant one.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to do this. And we talk about it all the time. The kid is unbelievable.
Yeah, I really think Bruce knows what he's doing with that one caveat of
he is a great player, but watch him every game.
He does something.
Every game.
Something.
He didn't have to do it. I mean, to me, he takes away because the way they play hard, tough. God, they're so
Go
good.
back and watch the Oklahoma game. He exaggerated an elbow. This is in the second half, and he just flopped down like a sniper. And he magically got better.
I watch him every game. He does something. I mean, and to me, last year, in my mind, when he got kicked out of that game, it cost Auburn to run in the tournament.
That's why
But this year they're better around him, so I think they could survive it. But I don't get and he might not have been at fault. That lady might have been at fault. I don't know.
I don't know.
But his reputation makes me think that he was doing something. So,
yeah.
I mean, who knows?
I don't know, but anyway.
But anybody throws a 4, it's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. That's the only thing. You can't be embarrassed by getting beat by Auburn. They're the best team in the country.
That's right.
And deserve it.
Yeah.
But throwing stuff on the floor, there's no excuse for them.
No.
I don't care where it is. It's in Tuscaloosa. I'll say it, and I'll say it now. It's embarrassing.
You got anything else for us, Michael? Okay.
No, sir.
Appreciate the phone call. Yeah, that down the stretch there. By the way, the game it's Wednesday night for Auburn taking on that. This is now a must game for John Calipari, as his team went out on the road this past weekend, was in it, and it's a game you heard right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, but Texas A&M is just too good. They're just A&M is finding ways to win. And last year at this time, it was Ole Miss. This year, it's Texas A&M. It's Texas A&M is a team to just circle and be on the lookout for. And Auburn plays at Texas A&M on Tuesday, March the 4th. This is before they end the regular season at home with Alabama. And that ought to be very, very entertaining. By the way, and there's a real chance that Kentucky might play on Wednesday. I mean, this is how good the SEC is this year in 2025.
Well, you look at my biggest concern is the SEC was the power conference all year in football as well.
Yeah,
and gave out of gas.
That's very fair.
And that's what I'm worried about, because they're just all this playing pressure and just getting tired, getting this long season, because it used to be they played 26, 28 games.
It's 30 now.
Now it's 30.
Yeah.
It seems like it's more than that.
But that's regular season.
Yes.
So it's, it accumulates.
Absolutely accumulates.
Let's take our final time out. Final call for phone calls. Walking up to Hey Coach and the Nate Oates Show tonight, right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Tom Luganville here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It's laundry season at Owen Home Appliance Center. Tired of that washer walking out the door and having to dry a load 2 or 3 times? It's time for a new washer and dryer. Pick from brands like Maytag, GE, Whirlpool, Electrolux, and of course, Speed Queen. Try the new 2-in-1 GE Profile that washes and dries a load all in one machine. Visit the interactive location in Lacey Springs where you can try the washers and dryers before you buy them. Owen Home Appliance Center. Quality products, quality pricing, quality service. It's in the name, Owen Home Appliance Center.
Are you trying to find a new house? Are you trying to find the right loan? the right people to do your loan? Look no further than the Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green. John Kendall, the Vice President of Mortgage with me. John, when they need a loan, and I say they, when people need a loan, it's about them.
That's right, Scott. Our whole motto is it's all about you. We're going to be okay. You're the one making the investment. We want to make sure that you're taken care of.
How do they find you?
Give us a call at 256-507-9180, or they can catch us online at bankoffrankewing.com.
It's Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green, where they take the home loan to you and they make it all about you. Bank of Frank Ewing in Hazel Green is an FDI insured bank, as well as an equal housing lender.
NMLS number 446707.
Electric cars are coming faster than you think, and that's why we're bringing SEMA Connect to Alabama.
Our team educates you and helps provide a long-term plan for your business. Where to put them, how to get them there, how to pay for them, tax incentive, service, and monitoring. We take care of everything.
Doing the right thing means bringing EV car chargers to Alabama. Let us help you with your EV charging plan.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Emily Owen. Partly cloudy sky expected for this Monday night. Temperatures are expected to fall below freezing. Heading into our Tuesday, we'll see partly sunshine, no rain in the forecast during the day on Tuesday. High temperatures warm into the upper 40s. Heading into Tuesday night, though, that's when we'll see rain start to move into the area. Lingers on into early Wednesday morning, but should be out of the way by lunchtime on Wednesday. I'm Fox 54 meteorologist Emily Owen, on your home for ESPN Radio 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Everything you need is just a click away.
I screw up sometimes, silly.
Okay, almost everything.
Come on, pal. Tell your fortune.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com. 977 ESPN, The Zone.
Final call for phone calls here on a Monday, live from Carrabba's Italian Grill. All good stuff here at Carrabba's. Head over to our website, 977ESPN.com. Click on the top left banner, tasting savings never tasted so good is what I meant to say. Then you click on the Carrabba's banner there, and you get $50 just for $25. Simple as that. And then you enjoy some food here at Carrabba's Italian Grill. Simple as that. Well, something that did happen under the previous administration, but it's a different company doing it. So this is interesting. The 2024 Alabama football season certainly generated a lot of intrigue. This after Coach Saban stepped away and Kalen DeBoer era officially began. Well, Fox Nation chronicled the journey as a part of a new docuseries that will premiere later this week. It is entitled The Ties That Bind, The Ties That Bind, not blind, The Ties That Bind Inside Alabama. That will debut on Wednesday, February the 19th. The company announced the series. It's a total of 6 episodes, which includes interviews with Kalen DeBoer, Malachi Moore, Ryan Williams, and Jalen Milroe.
Spoken like a true Georgia fan.
What, blind?
Yep. Every time you play
The Ties That Blind. Maybe I got it right the first go around. The Ties That Bind takes the fans inside the journey of the 24 season, starting with a huge win over the Georgia Bulldogs at Bryant-Denny Stadium. Episode 2 focuses on Coach DeBoer and the shocking loss to Vanderbilt. And episode 3 looks at defensive coordinator Kane Womack, as well as Malachi Moore in the aftermath of that game, as well as the bounce-back win over the South Carolina Gamecocks. And, I mean, little did we know at that time how big of a win that was because of the turnaround that South Carolina was they did. After they got whipped at home by Ole Miss.
Yes. Whipped at home at Ole Miss and then beat by Alabama at home.
By 2.
By 2, but
an L's an L.
Right. And winning or losing by 2 in a game that really should have been there was a big call in that game on a fumble. They called roughing the passer.
Yeah.
When he barely touched his helmet.
Yep,
that should have been
Yep.
So yeah, they had a lot of good calls in that.
I need to reach back out to Steve Shaw for my latest no. But
I thought he said he was coming on after the season.
He did. The old ball coach is out and about, wears many hats down there in Gainesville. I didn't know the head ball coach. He doesn't like the old ball coach. The head ball coach is now doing this on social media as well.
Hi there. This is Steve Spurrier, former Gator head ball coach here. And this is to all the friends and family of Justin and Abigail. They've asked me to make an announcement, and the announcement is they are having a Gator baby, coming in August of 2025. So congratulations to Justin and Abigail. I'm sure all the family and friends are fired up and excited about this event. So take care, and congratulations to Justin and Abigail. Go Gators.
So, yes, he is making baby announcements. Proceeds from this
go to NIL.
Go into the NIL fund there.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Yeah. So if you happen to be a Gator fan out there and want your announcement, the head ball coach.
That's
still pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess. I'm doing that. Hit me in the back of the hand with a hammer.
Contact me. I'll get Wes and Steve to do it for half of what he's charging.
Wow. It'll go into my NL fund.
NIL. It's going straight to NIL.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
A big thank you to Carrabba's Italian Grill for hosting us. Hey, Coach, the Nate Oates Show is next. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Been thinking about what kind of truck you need to pull that big boat or shiny Airstream Classic? I'd like to invite you to feel the torque of an F-150 Power Boost Hybrid. It combines the forces of gas and electric power for over 11